morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I'm Audrey Wiggins, and welcome to another webisode of Make Something Happen. We're here on location at NAMI. Now, NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Now, this is a taboo subject, and I'm happy to be here to talk about this and share it with everyone. So, just very quickly, if you just go around and introduce yourself and your role or your with the organization.
Hi, my name is Terry Miller. I am Program Coordinator and Faith-Based Outreach Coordinator.
Okay.
My name is Craig Sams. I'm also an Assistant Faith-Based Outreach for NAMI, and also have my own ministry called Serenity Mental Wellness Outreaches, which came out of the Mount Sinai Baptist Church.
My name is Mary Carter, and I am a member of NAMI as a result of my own son and my mom.
And I'm Marcia Blanks, and I'm the Program Director here at NAMI of Greater Cleveland.
Terry, we're here today because we want to get the word out about mental illness. It's not a new subject, of course, but it's taboo, like I said in the beginning, the stigma for the African American communities and some other minority communities not wanting to talk about and share our experiences with our family or our close friends of suffering mental illness. But give us some statistics about mental illness.
Mental illness affects 1 in 4 families. It is often underdiagnosed and not treated. It's the third, well, for example, suicide for children, it is the 3rd leading cause of death.
Wow.
And I think especially with children, you don't hear about it as much because of the stigma. And, you know, our goal is to eradicate the stigma so that folks can get help.
Okay.
I'm the one who works with the staff to develop the programs that we provide here at NAMI, and we provide a range of education programs that are free of charge, that individuals can have knowledge about severe mental illness, which is your schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, as well as your major depressions. So anxiety also is a major problem nowadays, and many people do not see that as a severe mental illness when it is. So we also provide those programs as well in the African American community and in the Hispanic community and throughout Greater Cleveland.
Okay, awesome. And Craig, I know you and Amir here sitting here going to be giving testimony of personal stories with regard to mental illness. But before we get there, if there are any other programs, we want to. I know you want to focus sometimes on your faith-based initiatives and different programs that you have with involving mental illness.
Correct. We are really excited to start reaching out to churches, and many times, or oftentimes, spirituality is part of recovery, not only for the person with the illness, but the person themselves and the families. And many families feel very stigmatized in their faith community, and that what we're trying to do is destigmify it, so that when they go for help, they can get the help and support, and not feel afraid to, be themselves or be judged, and that happens a lot.
Right. So you're trying to bridge the gap between the clinical and the spiritual.
Correct.
Just bring that together. A lot of times, like, well, just pray more. You don't have enough faith, but
right.
That's right.
That's not the case.
And that's
Exactly.
not the case at all.
Yes.
We have to learn to take care of our minds, our bodies, and our spirit. And that wellness concept is something that we really promote here at NAMI. And we know that spirituality is a major portion of a person's life. And when we don't feel well spiritually, we don't feel well mentally, we don't feel well physically. So we can't neglect that part as well.
Absolutely. Now, Craig, what's your experience? I know you volunteer here, but you volunteer for a reason, and that's because of your personal story. Take 60 seconds. Tell us about yourself.
Just give you a little rundown how I met Terry and NAMI is the fact that I already had a ministry going on from a church that was created. It was called, again, Serenity Mental Wellness Outreach Ministry, and I wanted to reach out to the African American churches and the community about the awareness of mental illness and the stigma in the faith-based community. And to do that, I wanted more education about mental illness and through an organization that has resources and training and different things like that. And so when I called NAMI, I met Terry and I told her about what my input is, and we sort of hit it right on the spot. And I wanted to start a faith-based initiative through the to all churches, really.
Yes.
But especially to the African American churches, because we sort of keep things inside. We already feel stigmatized about a lot of other things in our lives, and this is something, just an extra thing that just to run us on down. So we have to open up to them, know it's all right. It's not your fault, you know. And with God and your spirituality and medication, you can overcome it, you know. Now I am certified as a peer support, certified peer support
Okay,
specialist.
what's involved in that, Mr. Training?
Well, what it is, I'm now certified to be able to do a little more counseling with those of my own peers. I can be able to do groups and eventually be able to start my own organization, you know, later on, because I'm now certified. And with that, I can be able to now be qualified, they would say, you know, with a certificate to be able to talk and encourage and empower other people that have been through what I've been through.
Okay.
And that is a state certification. Right?
Yes,
Oh,
it's
okay,
state
For the whole
certified.
state.
Yeah.
All right, so if someone else who's reviewing it wanted to get involved in at that level to be certified, where would they go? Is what website or?
Ohio Empowerment
Yeah,
Coalition.
Okay, How Empowerment Coalition. Okay.
And also, we have peer support groups that occur out in the community that people who have a mental illness can go and get the support of other peers who have been there, as well as things for families.
Mira, your personal story, you bring a different angle as well. I think it's Greg as well, but a different angle to the conversation. Share that with us.
You know, my son is 35 years old, and I wish I had known about NAMI then for him, because he has been through mud, and Mom has been right there with him. As a result, my son now is in prison, and he's in prison for vehicular homicide.
Okay.
And it was a DUI, but it was under. He had DUI, but because he had anxiety, he's been in the Army. He had post-traumatic syndrome, bipolar, and all of it. And it's like nobody, VA, and even before that, I went to counseling when he was in school. His father and I were very supportive. Our whole family has been supportive, but it's just like he just couldn't get the help that he needed. And I wasn't aware of NAMI then. And if I had known, you know, maybe that would have helped. Maybe he could have gotten the peer-to-peer or the person, you know, that could help him.
That's right.
You know, but I didn't know where to go, and it's just been horrible.
In 2006, we started the Multicultural Outreach Program.
Okay.
And we started to really outreach to the African American and the Latino community.
Great.
And it's been a long haul, but we finally are at that point where people are now calling us and saying, hey, I heard you do this workshop about my kids are getting on my nerves.
That's cute.
And
I like that title.
and it's one of the workshops that we do.
I love it.
And it's really about the behavior problems, because early intervention is the key to good outcomes. So we have to be more aware of some of those things that we say get on our nerves may actually be clues
That's right.
that we need to get some additional help. And in the faith-based community, we believe that you need your faith, and you also need your medication, and you also need your talk therapy, and you also need your peer support, and you also need a place that will advocate
Safe,
for you
yes.
and be safe for you to come and really say what's happening to you.
Yes.
And as African Americans and Latinos, and even young professionals, we don't want to do that.
Yes,
It
yes.
seems that
Because
is
of the
like it's a
stigma.
character flaw, and it is not a flaw. We have biological
reality.
problems.
Yeah.
If you have diabetes, we don't do that.
Exactly. I had the opportunity to interview, one of the service providers that uses like AEP or employee benefits. And one thing they said was, because then they talk about situational or temporary mental illness, if you will, or they talk about
Situational
anxiety,
depression.
situational depression, different things. Maybe somebody died or you lost your job, but it was the best 5 sessions or 5 weeks that you could go to. So I encourage, if you have those types of benefits, use them.
them,
I mean,
yes,
you'd be surprised with
yes.
5 sessions for situational
Depression.
depression. To get the word out.
And that could prevent from
Yes.
things going even
Even
worse
further.
or sour.
Absolutely, but definitely, beyond that, because that's a one-on-one, type therapy session, to plug in and engage in an organization such as NAMI, because you have a wealth of your resources. Now, before we go any further, do you have any? You have some events coming up, or did you have
yes.
a testimony, a mental health testimony?
Well, I just want to let you know I am diagnosed as bipolar and borderline personality disorder. Been diagnosed ever since 1994.
Okay.
Also am a dual diagnosed a person that was diagnosed with that also. My drug of choice that tore me down was crack cocaine. And it took me a long time to overcome that. And with mental illness, on top of a chemical dependency, is 10 times hard to overcome. You got to be able to get rid of that chemical dependency before you even get into the real problems of your mental illness. And through faith and support that didn't judge me,
Right.
I was able to get better. And I always had a calling in my life, but I was too scared to accept my calling because I was dealing with all my past issues. And once I was able to say, let it go, press towards the mark and move on, and don't worry about what people think, because you do have the faith of God that He is a person who forgives. I was able to be delivered from that. And I still work on everything I work on.
Oh,
you know?
it's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. And if you can't deal with the life issues, you're not going to deal with the mental illness issues, you know. And that's why the faith part comes in with the medication.
Right. Yeah, thanks for being bold, to stand up here and tell your story, personal testimony, and Mary talking about your son, your family being affected by this, the pain and, the trauma that goes with that.
Yeah. He calls about 2 or 3 times a week.
Great.
He loves his mama.
That's a constant, something that's consistent.
Yeah,
Positive.
and I sort of have been looking to hear that kind of down and out depression, but I haven't heard it in a while.
Okay.
I asked him, I said, are you taking your medication? And he tells me yes, but all I can do is just hope that he is. I can tell in his behavior, the way he talks, and I can tell. I don't hear him. He still complains, okay, but that depression, I don't hear it.
That's awesome.
Great. And that anxiety is not there as much.
Good.
So I am able to see a difference.
That's great.
And and with that, I'm happy.
It's one thing, to deal with somebody, they're out in the main society. For those who are incarcerated and coming home, they're that transition period. Okay,
It's
so now
terrible.
what? Even if mental illness is not involved.
Right.
So that's a whole other subject. So
Right.
let's
Right.
But I do
The life stressors that we
Life
have, we
stressors.
do not often realize that environmental life stressors can cause us to
Yes.
have mental illness.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
Well, it's like a stomach ache.
Yes.
It is.
That was
And
good.
actually,
It's a-
stomach
it's
ache
a
and
part of
backaches
life.
can actually
It
be
is
a
very
sign
Part of it.
It is.
Absolutely.
that
Right.
you are having problems dealing with your emotions. So it's important that we get the word out and then we get people coming on May 30th.
We have
Yes, very exciting.
We will be in partnership with Craig's ministry, Serenity Outreach. NAMI will have the second annual
Coming together with love.
Coming Together with Love at Mount Sinai Church at 7:30 p.m.
7
o'clock p.m.
Okay.
Please come out for that. That is going to be an opportunity to celebrate with song and dance and praise.
There's going to be a lot of
And-
testimonies.
and-
The people are going to be speaking about
Right.
things they had overcame and the faith they have, and also through medication. Now she's an evangelist. And so that's one of the testimonies. You're going to hear more, but it's all about love, supporting one another, and that's what I want, everybody to come to understand, to stop the stigma.
Right,
Open
right.
up.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Absolutely.
And then we also want to invite people to come out in July, which is Minority Mental Health Month,
Okay.
to the Cuyahoga County Public Library, where we'll be having an all-day celebration with fun activities and information and things that, take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit, because we really want you to understand the importance of that. So it's July the 18th, we call it
Okay.
Fresh Friday.
All right.
And we'll all be out there at the Cuyahoga County Public Library, Warrensville Heights branch.
Okay.
And we're doing this in collaboration and partnership with them. This is our second annual one.
Great, great. So then, if they go to your website, then you can find more
You
information.
can find
how they
more
can
information
volunteer,
about-
or
yes.
just come and be a guest and learn more about it. So what's the website?
It is www.namigreatercleveland.org.
Okay, awesome. So Terry, you have any final words you want to share with our guests?
I just want to share that we're really excited and we're very pleased that you invited us, and it just helps destigmatize so folks can feel more comfortable and know that they're not alone. That's the biggest thing, is you're not alone, there's help and there's support and hope.
Yes.
Hope is our big,
That's it.
another
And
big
what's your slogan is?
mental illness is everybody's business.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we'll be getting this word out and sharing it all across social media. Of course, that's another generation we can reach. So thanks
Yes,
for your Terry.
thank you
Yeah,
very much.
Craig, God bless you.
God bless
Thanks for
you.
having us.
Thank you.
Co-worker.
All right,
Right
guys.
next door.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so again, thank you for tuning in and watching our webisode today. Please, share the link with your family and your friends. And mental illness is everybody's business. And remember that you are not defined by your circumstances.